This morning, it was a probationary offer. It was a probationary offer. The state knows, but they want to control. They have this theory of music, and they want to stop Mr. Williams from making music, from entertaining, just stop his life. That's just not right. And it's wrong of the district attorney in Fulton County to do that. If they offer probation, then he's not a 45 to serve 25 years in custody type of person, and he's certainly not the person that the state has stated in front of the court. What we're asking, Your Honor, on count 1, which is the Rico count, to accept the nolo contendere plea. Please sentence Mr. Williams to 20 years to serve 5 years in prison commuted to time served. Mr. Williams has served, as I said, 22.5 years. On count 56, Your Honor, that's the leadership of a gang, nolo plea, 20 years to serve 5 years commuted to time served, consecutive to all other counts. On count 57, which is a gang count, Your Honor, not a leader, guilty plea, 20 years to serve 5 years commuted to time served, concurrent with count 1. With regard to count 58, which is possession of, I believe it is marijuana with intent to distribute, 10-year sentence on probation, concurrent with count 1. On count 59, which is violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act, possession of codeine with intent to distribute, 5 years on probation, concurrent with count 1. On count 59, Your Honor, which is violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act, possession of cocaine, 3 years on probation, concurrent with count 1. Count 61, 5 years of probation. It's a firearm count, consecutive to the other counts, consecutive to before count 56. And then count 62, 10 years to serve commuted to time served. That should be a total sentence, Your Honor, that we are respectfully requesting the court to consider. I believe it's 45 years to serve 5 years in prison, commuted to time served, 40 years on probation, credit for the time already served and commuted time served. As I said, after 3 years of probation, the probation becomes non-reporting, and after successful completion of 10 years on probation, the balance of the sentence be terminated. Mr. Williams asked the court for house arrest for 3 years as part of the sentence, but house arrest specifically defined that Mr. Williams will be in his home or at any lawful employment, touring, studio, performance, business meetings, and the like. Wear an ankle monitor for the first year and pay the costs of same, and the company must be approved by probation department.
Okay, so basically he just read down all the charges I guess he's pleading guilty to, and then I guess he's asking for 3 years on house arrest and being able to still be a rap star as well. Not mad at that. So I guess that's on the judge to consider, and the prosecution said they want him in jail for two decades. And well, no, they want him in for they want to give him 45 years, 20 of it being served in jail, and the other 20 being served in probation. Look, I already forgot what that was. All I know is that shit is crazy. It's fucking crazy. I think they said 45 years. I don't even remember. All I know is it was a wild ass number for the state to be asking for, and they really did. Only thing they got is Gunna saying yes, ma'am.
Ankle monitor to be affixed within 10 days of hopeful release from custody. As Mr. Williams cannot possess a firearm, but he can be around licensed security who are armed or other persons who are lawfully carrying a firearm with a license. And that would be knowingly for Mr. Williams. Mr. Williams can transfer probation outside the state of Georgia. He has residences in the state of California. He has studios in the state of California. Mr. Williams be allowed to travel throughout our country and the world for lawful work-related industries. Mr. Williams wants to perform, he's going to do this anyway, Your Honor, but we made it part of the sentence, at least one concert each year at a venue, if they'll have him over holding 10,000 people, if that is workable for the venue and Mr. Williams' management, and he is going to donate all of the profits that he makes to a 501c3 charity. Mr. Williams wants to pledge $100,000 for the next 3 years to the Fulton County Sheriff's Office if they will hold an illegal firearm buyback to buy back firearms that are not supposed to be on our streets.
Oh, this nigga thug on it, man. He like, look, I get a sheriff's department $100K a year to help buy back the guns, of course, you know, wink, 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 wink. Because they're not buying shit back off the streets. You kidding me? That shit's going right in the sheriff's department pockets. The government's corrupt, man.
Mr. Williams does not wish to go near the Cleveland Avenue area, not to insult that area at all, but it is just not a good idea under this circumstance. And he can drive on the highway, but otherwise not come within 1 mile of the area that we call Cleveland Avenue, and we can give the exact dimensions of that area. Mr. Williams must perform 100 hours of community service per year for the next 3 years as designated by probation department. Mr. Williams can associate, and this was agreed to previously, with people who are convicted felon or alleged gang members solely for lawful purpose of making music.
Interesting. And then we'll get into this next part too. Speaking of the music that wants to be made, what the fuck, dog?
Mr. Williams have no contact with any of the co-defendants in this indictment, with the exception of Mr. Quantavious Greer, that is his biological brother, as well as Mr. Sergio Kitchens. He's a phenomenal artist. He goes performer known as Gunna, G-U-N-N-A. Mr. Williams and Mr. Kitchens are contractually obligated, and they frequently perform music.
All right, look. All right. So here's my thought process, right? If Thug found the way, if he found the way to tell Gunna to snitch, hey, Gunna, tell on yourself so you can get out. You can keep the music and the label cooking, and we're making the music and money still, and I can pay Brian still these lawyer fees. And when I get out, I'll make sure you look good. Like, hey, that's my brother. That's my brother. You know how they say it? They say brother, but with like 2 D's instead of a TH. That's my brother. You know, he had to do what he had to do to get out. So y'all respect him. And we're still making music together. Like, wow. I guess. I hope that's Thug's way of saying that. I hope that's what he's doing. I hope that's what he's saying, because that is kind of odd. I'm not going to lie. It's kind of fucking odd. I'm not even going to hold y'all.
Together, Your Honor, Mr. Williams.
Because this nigga snitched. He ratted. Like, I even like arguing with people over that. Like, this nigga Gunna told. He went up there, said, yes, ma'am. Yeah, ma'am. Yeah, ma'am. Man, hold on. We'll get back to this. I just wanna look. We look. Gunna telling. Gunna telling. Where's that video of Gunna telling? Come on, where is it, YouTube or Twitter? Come on, Twitter. Oh my God, Gunna snitching on Thug. Come on, X. I ain't got time for this. I need to get back into this. This isn't the Yes Ma'am footage. No, that's not the Yes Ma'am footage. I want the Yes Ma'am footage. Y'all know the footage. Okay, Gunna saying yes, ma'am. That's what I'm putting. Saying yes, ma'am. That's what I'm putting. Come on. What we got? Oh, my God. All right. I feel like I typed something that's going to lead to something else, and I might need to stop scrolling like right now. Okay. We're going to go back. Fuck it. Okay, and we're gonna continue going order. After that, Young Thug had some things to say. Look, this is all live right now, so whoever at Thugger Daily is, shout out to him because we're getting the exclusives immediately. Young Thug speaks.
Anything that you want to say?
Yes, ma'am. I take full responsibility for, my crimes or my charges. I want to say sorry to my family, my mom. My mom got 11 kids. I can't say all their names, my managers, my kids that's not here. Really everybody that got something to do with this situation, I want to say sorry for just having so much time invested into this, and I am a smart guy. I am a good guy, and I really got a good heart. I find myself in a lot of stuff because I was just nice or cool, and I understand that you can't be that way when you reach a certain height because it could end bad, and it don't really have to have nothing to do with you, but it could end bad and it could, fall on you. And I know the choice is yours, it's up to you, and I hope that you allow me to go home today and just trust in me to just do the right thing and never see you again unless it's at a bar in the future or something. Just out of this type of situation, I promise you I won't ever be in this type of situation again. I'm going away. I've learned from my mistakes. I come from nothing and I've made something and I didn't take full advantage of it. I'm sorry. Through these last 2.5 years of my life, you are really, truly, honestly, the best thing that has happened to me because you made everything fair for me and everybody involved on both sides, I'm sorry to the sheriff, everybody for just having to put extra time in. I know y'all got paid more money, but I'm sorry for y'all having to put this extra time in to be away from y'all family, and I just hope that you find it in your heart to allow me to go home and be with my family and just do better as a person. I know
Free
what
Thug.
I bring to the table. I know what I am. I know the heights I've reached. I know the impact I got on people, period, in the community, all people. I learned that late, these past 2 or 3 years of my life, I kind of learned that late. And maybe it was because I was, probably on drugs or anything, I don't know. But I have came to my senses and I understand what I mean to this world. But I am a good guy, I don't mind doing stuff like free shows, and I always did that. I did free shows and gave it to single parents, millions of dollars. I made $1.8 million on a free show, and I gave it all to single parent charity. And I did 2 or 3 shows that made $700,000 a piece, and I gave it to the breast cancer organization. I do things. I put millions of dollars back into my community for real. I really did. I did more than anybody ever did from my side, But I understand, rap lyrics. I understand how it could be twisted. I understand what it could do to the mind of people. I understand all that, and I promise you I'm 100% changing that. It's just I'm older. I'm grown now, and it's just I'm smarter. It's more things to rap about. I've experienced a lot of good things. I experienced more bad things, but I experienced a lot of good things too. And anyway, I can go forever.
Well, I appreciate it. And I appreciate that you do realize how much of an impact you have on people. It's past your neighborhood. It's worldwide, especially young people. Anything?
Clearly. Free Thug, man. That was some, he was preaching right there. He was cooking. He was fucking cooking. Free Thug. But I do want to show y'all this real quick. Just real quick. Hold on. One time for the one time. Just once. I just need to make sure this is known.
Yes, ma'am.
Wait, hold on. We missed the first yes, ma'am.
Statement, whether or not you agree or acknowledge that statements are true, okay?
Y'all heard that, right? I'm going to let her say that question one more fucking time. Just say it one more time, lady. Just one more time. Just say all that you just said one more fucking time.
And again, and you have personal knowledge that members or associates of YSL have committed crimes in furtherance of the gang.
You have personal knowledge that YSL's associates have committed crimes in furtherance of the gang.
You were present when law enforcement officers.
The hell happened?
You were present when law enforcement of YSL have committed crimes in furtherance of the gang.
Yes, ma'am.
There we go. Just make sure. We gotta make sure that yes, ma'am. Yeah, he said yes, ma'am, and he continues to say yes, ma'am. That nigga told. I'm sorry. All right. Anyways. Young Thug is going home today. 15 years of probation. God damn. God damn. Thugger got 15 years of fucking probation. He's out though. He's free. Thugger's free. He beat the case damn near. He damn near beat it. He pleaded no I just looked up what no contest was. He pleaded no contest to being a YSL a gang affiliate and the leader of the gang. He was able to plead no contest to that, plead guilty to the other fucking charges, and get 15 years probation? Oh, I bet Fonnie Willis is over there steaming. Like she's steaming right now. What the fuck? Look, and the judge was feeling Thug. You could tell how the judge was feeling Thug. Listen to this.
Of kind
Listen
of
to this.
WWE wrestling that used to be on television, where people would just.
Bruh, she even mentions the fact that rap is like wrestling now. What the fuck? Who is this judge? Bro, they got rid of judge. Bro, the craziest Uno reverse card was getting rid of Glanville. Glanville was not going to stand for none of this. No offers were going to get made. None of that. None of this. No, we're going to try and bury this man. It's the damn white lady that understands what's happening and going on as far as Thug concern is. And she's looking at this evidence like, hold up. She's looking at this shit like the judge has been dealing with this the whole time. Even when the mistrial thing happened, she was like, wait a minute. Y'all mean to tell me y'all think this guy's doing all this shit, but y'all can't even really prove it? The only thing you got is YSL Woody saying all this bullshit in an hour-long interrogation video and then coming on stand and making it seem like he was just saying shit that day. Like that shit worked? Wow.
Just get up and posture and act like they hated each other. And it may be that that's a lot of what is going on in the music industry with rap. But whether it is fake or not, it has tremendous impact on kids and young people who think, this is cool, this is what I want to do. Look at him, he's a millionaire. I can do that by being, a gangster in the streets. And that's not true. What you're likely to have happen to you if you're a gangster in the streets is you get shot, you get killed, or you get thrown in prison. And those are, by far the most likely outcomes. And, You've been in here watching the trial, and you've seen the pictures of Mr. Ryan posing with a gun as big as he is at 15 years old and going out and shooting and killing another teenager. And that's what gangs do, and that's unfortunately a lot of what rap music does. And if you are a modern day John Lennon, he might have rapped too in this day and age. I don't know. But I know you're talented. And even if you choose to continue to rap, you need to try to use your influence to let kids know that that is not the way to go. And that there are ways out of poverty besides hooking up with the powerful guy at the end of the street selling drugs. And, I know that happens for protection sometimes, but a much better way would be getting an education and setting, hanging around with people who set a good example. And you be one of those people that sets a good example. All right, so that's my high horse on that.
Well then. Wow, Thug is free. That nigga Thug is free. That's crazy. Full sentencing. All right, this is the video of him getting
Is not lost on the court that the state, had they been able to come to agreement on certain special conditions, was willing to entirely dismiss the Rico count, was willing to entirely dismiss one of the gang counts, and was willing to entirely dismiss this, machine gun count. Was willing to give a sentence that permitted Mr. Williams to walk out of the door today, and therefore does not seem to be particularly worried that Mr. Williams, if on the streets, would be a danger to society. I'm taking that into consideration in crafting my sentence. And in permitting a no-low plea to the Rico count and one of the two gang counts, I would not be permitting the no-low to the one if you were not pleading guilty to at least one of them. But you are, and y'all admit a factual basis for the counts that you are pleading guilty to. I find there to be a factual basis for those counts, and for the remaining counts with which you are charged. I am going to impose a sentence, and I've taken a little bit of the suggested special conditions from the defense and a little bit of the special conditions suggested by the prosecution. On count one, the court sentence is 20 years to serve 5 years, commuted to time served, the balance of 15 years to be probated, and a $25,000 fine. On count two, the sentence is 5 years to serve, commuted to time served. That's the minimum sentence that's permitted on that count. It is required to be run consecutively. I'm going to run it consecutive to count one, but I am going to backload. Oh, I'm sorry, that is not commuted. That is 5 years to serve, and it's going to be run consecutively to count one, backloaded, by which I mean after you serve your 15 years of probation, if you have been successful on that probation, and I sincerely hope that you are, then at the end of that 15 years, I will commute the entire rest of any service portion of your sentence to time served. So I'll get to the end of it and give you the total sentence, but I'm also going to impose a $15,000 fine with regard to that count. Count 50.
This nigga Thug said he was going to give $100,000 a year for the next 3 years to the Fulton Sheriff's Department and got 15 years probation for it. I ain't mad.
20 years to serve 5, commuted to time served, the balance of 15 years probated, concurrent with count 1. Count 58, 10 years to serve 5, commuted to time served, balance probated, concurrent with count 1. 59, 5 years to serve, commuted to time served, concurrent with count 1. 60, 5 years to serve, commuted to time served, concurrent with count 1. Count 61, 5 years to serve, that is required to be also a consecutive sentence, so that's going to be run consecutively to count 56 and backloaded. Count 62, 10 years to serve, also required to be served consecutively, that's going to be consecutive to count 61, also backloaded. So essentially, the total sentence is 40 years to serve the first 5 years in prison, but commuted to the time that you have already served, followed by 15 years on probation, followed then by the backloaded 20 years, which can be served in custody and will be served in custody if you are not successful on your probation. If you are successful in completing your 15 years probation, that will be commuted to time served.
Whew. 15 years probation. That's the way to lock you up without really having to lock you up, you know. You can still live life, you know, do things, but you got to check in with your parole officer, piss test, drug test, all the hooping and hollering, but he's home. He's fucking home. Thugger is home. Shout out to my humble opinion. Shout out to Linnea Marie. Yes, that's a win. And I wouldn't say he's lucky, my humble opinion. I would say the defense's evidence and everything they had was weak from the get-go. So I feel like at some point, if the judge would have never changed out, the other judge, we'd still be dealing with this bullshit every day, because he wouldn't have allowed any entertainment of plea deals, because he would have thought they were all criminals and they all need to see as much jail time as fuck. This judge, she came in and she was already annoyed. Like, what the fuck are y'all doing? Like, I'm going through this shit. It's not right. The evidence isn't organized. Y'all don't really know what y'all trying to do. What is going on? The judge was pissed. She was pissed. She was threatening a mistrial. She's like, I'm going to give him a mistrial.